Look, if you're ever worried about being homeless, I can tell you the complete answer. You'll never be homeless if you spend all your time concerned and caring, wanting to bless others around you. All others. Whoever God brings into your presence, He brings them so you're going to bless them, and they're a blessing to you and you're blessing them. He does a greater thing in you than through you. And I'm sure you don't want to be alone, but if you did want to be alone, just focus on being a blessing to yourself, and you'll end up desperately alone. In the end, you'll be alone, because you yourself is the one you're worshipping, alone. Now it's the loneliness that comes from such and the great need for others that makes one in self-interest want to reach out to others and be a blessing to them. And that's okay. We start from where we start from, but we end up where we want to go. And as you exercise this desire to be a blessing to others so that you will be blessed, you'll start to realize the sheer joy and pleasure of being a blessing to others. And that will become your greater pleasure. And you will not have to worry about homelessness, or meals, or finance, or work, or company, or partner, or children, or family. It all comes to you in abundance, simply by desiring to be a blessing to others. A true blessing, of course. And rational. You spend your time optimizing, prioritizing, making sure you do not give more than you have and simply become exhausted and frazzled and unable to make good decisions. You become very much in earnest. It's who you are, a blessing, wonderful blessing to all those that God brings into your life to bless. He could do it without you, of course, and yesterday at that, but He chooses to do it through you because He loves you just as much as He loves anyone else. And incidentally, that of course is the way for us to bring up our kids. It's the way for us to be a good teacher. It's the way for us to bless others, is to help them be a blessing wherever they go, to whoever they meet. Just like you. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Hey, look, I do mean when all others, the all others are the ones that come to you, into your life, the person that comes over and talks to you. Not, you have it fancifully in your mind, perhaps I'll help the people in China or the flood victims in so-and-so. It's not that. You can exhaust yourself in meeting all the needs in the world extremely easily and live in poverty, a poverty that destroys your ability to be even a person, leave alone a blessing to others. You're going to bless those that are near you, those that present their needs to you. Give to him that asks. Be very cautious of giving to him that doesn't ask, or giving to him that really you don't know at all, and you've no idea their circumstance. I mean, it's one thing to see a guy who's been robbed and lying on the side of the road in the Good Samaritan story. But it's quite another to simply respond to someone who asks you for much because they simply wish to fleece you of what you've got, and may even be better off than you anyway. And that's a nonsense. We're not here to be foolish, we're here to be in deadly earnest. Perhaps the word deadly is not appropriate, but absolute earnestness. We're out to maximize the blessing. We're out to prioritize. We're out to include ourselves in this mix, but not necessarily prioritize our needs where there's no need. And sometimes we have to concentrate on our own well-being, but much of the time we don't have to, and we can be a blessing to those around us. Not there to achieve the impossible, simply there to be reasonably helpful and kind and considerate, listening to, aware of, understanding, being a blessing. Simple as that. Your needs will be automatically met. You don't have to spend all your time focusing on your own needs. You really don't. And it's self-defeating if you do, because you just end up being selfish, self-centered. People don't relate to you, they're not blessed. So, enlightened self-interest simply leads you to a greater self that includes those around you that you have information about, that you know, that you understand, so you can make good decisions. When a stranger asks you for cash, you can't make good decisions. You don't know their circumstance compared to yours. You don't know what their true needs are or what they're at. But when someone you do know doesn't even ask you, but clearly you can see a need that you can meet with some ease. I don't mean at great cost. It's pointless if it's greater cost to you than the benefit to them. That's a nonsense. We want a situation where even if they compensated you completely for what you gave, still they would feel such an abundant surplus that they feel blessed. And you know it's worth doing. So we prioritize how we allocate our kindness and charity. Thank you, Heavenly Father.